And we'll actually have a change here. It'll be Antonio Ramos, not Rylan Kuhn. It was going to be one or the other at heavyweight for Air Force. So Ramos will go for the Falcons. And Luke Rasmussen for South Dakota State. There we go. Ramos, the Springfield, Massachusetts native, against Luke Rasmussen. And Rasmussen has wrestled 13 Division I matches, 5 against ranked opponents. Again, we're talking about the competition that Rasmussen has seen. And he got an early takedown on Sunday, but that's hard to do.
Yeah, I think actually on that Iowa PBS broadcast, they were talking about, like right before the match, we're talking about how Younger Bastida hadn't given up a takedown in, I don't know what it was, XYZ amount of time. And
it was only the second or third he'd given up all year.
Yeah, and then
he got a few after that.
Love Luke, what he does for the Jackrabbits, who he is as a kid on the mat, but like he's not known for getting takedowns, right? Like that's the attack actually that he could hit on Bastida. You're going to see if his head comes out from buried beneath. He's going to try and pop it out and cut across to the right side. That would be 3. Cody Caldwell informs the ref that he's on 2 butt cheeks and we have a Turk. So the ref says, I agree. Gives 3-point takedown.
Rasmussen, the aviation major, who, if you haven't watched many of our broadcasts over the last couple of years, the one thing that makes him unique from a heavyweight standpoint is just his length and what he can do in that standpoint.
Yeah, and it's how he uses his length, right? Like, I mean, there's guys that are big, tall, whatever, but I mean, he has a lot of leverage like that. Like, that's not a common heavyweight role.
Right? 4 there.
4, and that's, again, something people are envious of, right? Is, wow, how nice would it be to roll around a little bit and score 4 points instead of having to fight through head and hands and cutting a guy and getting high through him and scoring takedowns. It's just 7-0 after a takedown and a little roll through.
Ramos wrestled Rasmussen twice last year. Rasmussen a 9-0 major decision when they dueled in Colorado Springs, and then Rasmussen had a 15-0 tech fall win in the Big 12 championships.
Yeah. Another roll through position, kind of with that claw. What he does is he doesn't have a leg in, so he goes claw and spiral. If you guys know what I'm talking about, that thigh pry hand, he opens them up as he brings the claw over, and when he opens that leg up, he just throws his leg in. Right now, he still has the leg in. Coaching staff kind of giving him the hit the brakes gesture.
Almost feel like Rasmussen is more aggressive tonight.
Yeah, I think I know what the box score said and kind of how the match ended up over in Humboldt, but I think, like, yeah, dude, took down the #1 guy in the country, and then you scrapped with him the entire time, didn't get pinned, wrestled to a major decision, and now you're in the top position, which is what you like to do the most at home. So I don't see a single reason not to be confident tonight.
Again, Rasmussen, a Brookings native, who's been coming to matches in this building for over a decade.
There's that roll through, and you see how that leg comes in after, right? Like, he claws them across, and his leg comes in after. There it is again after. He holds for swipes. If that leg doesn't come in, he can't hold them in. So
sure,
that's the length that you were mentioning earlier.
NCAA qualifier a year ago.
Big sag position. Cam Simon saying yes, down, down, down. You see starting to go down, down, sag is Rasmussen. If no action comes here, you're going to see a stalemate, I think.
And you were talking about this earlier, but if you were to ask me what one word would describe Luke Rasmussen, I would say leverage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but it's like, seriously, his biggest strength and weakness, right? Sometimes, like, he gets so focused on the leverage that he gets out of position. And
tends to rely on it too much.
Yes, and I think if he can find the balance of being consistent with his leverage and not making himself out of position, so focused on that, he can do really good things. Right here, you want to see him just drop weight and clear. That's what Cody Cole was yelling, is clear hook. Pushing off his leg and letting him underhook you isn't going to be really efficient to score points. So There he clears it, and Air Force saying back to it, back to it. They want him to hook and kind of push Luke around a little bit and change the pace of this match. Luke goes low double, ends up on low single. You're going to see him want to get his head up. If he gets his knees under and his head up, which he does, 3 takedown on the edge of the mat. If the match ended right now, it'd be a tech fall with riding time. Can't imagine the number going down. You see him pop his head out there. Good job at dragging the toes. For those that don't know, it is a circle on the mat, but it is considered a cylinder. So I've mentioned in previous broadcasts, like in football, it'd be like you're able to levitate with your feet above the sideline, but as long as it's in the field of play, that is a catch. In wrestling, as long as your feet are within the cylinder, pictured extending to the ceiling, that is a takedown. Not in high school wrestling. It is in college.
It's a great description. And I don't give you a compliment lightly. You know that.
Mrs. Hahn letting him know there's 10 seconds left. Love the awareness. Love her being so locked in. And she's offering a stall call to the referee. I think her grandson's saying, chill out, Grandma.
I don't think you tell her to chill out.
I don't think so either. Damien's also told me you don't.
You might say it once. You're not going to say it again.
I'm saying it on a broadcast because she can't hear me.
Well, she may watch this later. We'll see if you're back on Sunday.
We'll see.
I may be looking for a new partner.
Yeah. Luke fighting hands off the chin. 1 point escape makes this a tech fall. This is a stall call position because it's a side headlock. Yeah. Yeah, so on top there's 2 ways for a count to start. One is a drop down below the hips, and one is a side headlock. You see Ramos wanted to go optional because he wanted to come out front and do this, but if he went optional and cut him, the match would be over. So he had to stay in contact with Rasmussen. Rasmussen wrestling around, rolling around. He gets a reversal, breaks 90 degrees, so it will not be a pinfall. It will be a tech fall, 16-0 Rasmussen. That's the duel. 32-5 Jackrabbits. Here's that sit-through position. He has kind of crotch lock, goes cradle, whips him down, not even on his back. And we're shaking hands with the Jackrabbit win.
Dominant victory for South Dakota State. Jacks go to 11-3 in dual competition. 37-5, your final. SDSU defeats the Air Force Academy. We'll hear from that man, the head coach of the Jacks, Damien Hahn, and wrap things up in just a moment. This is South Dakota State Wrestling on Midcoast Sports.